I know. You picked Bama to win it all. So what happened last night?
Well, the first thing that happened was, I don't know how or why, I thought they were in the bubble, but somehow Alabama came down with LeBron disease. Alabama couldn't make clutch free throws. I couldn't believe it. A team that was a pretty good free throw shooting team during the year, especially the starters, couldn't make a free throw in regulation. They went 11 of 23 and then missed their first 2 of overtime, and then it was just over. 11 of 25 for the night, you're going to win no games. Alabama is clearly better than UCLA. Alabama should have advanced through this game. They had them again and again and again. You just have to make what are called free throws. And they were all culprits in this, but so were the referees, because this game got stolen out from under them. And I don't know if the refs just feel like, hey, Alabama dominates in football. We can't let their basketball team get to the Elite Eight in basketball because it's just not fair. So what happened to Alabama last night was just not fair. If we could see the first play in huge question, it came with 1.5 minutes left. Juwan Gary's right underneath, and I think, oh, he's at least got a foul here, and he just gets hammered by Cody Riley. Just gets hammered. Just that he gets slapped across the shooting. It's just like the most blatant foul you'll ever see. Oh, play through that. Let's play football. Maybe he thought Alabama was a football team. I don't know. The refs swallowed their whistle, and that's not a foul. And Nate Oates is over on the sideline saying, what are you doing, storming up and down the sidelines? Okay, Alabama is up 1, and I don't know, maybe Juwan Gary, who wasn't a free throw culprit yet, maybe he could step up and make a couple of free throws, and we'd have a different story. So then we go all the way down to 14 seconds are left. And speaking of Cody Riley, he makes the shot that puts Alabama up 1 with 14 seconds left. But if we could see what happens to Tiger Campbell over on the left side as he drives for the dish here, that is a charge. Can you see what happened? Tiger Campbell just runs over Herbert Jones, who, by the way, that's a wipeout. Herbert Jones is the SEC Defensive Player of the Year, not to mention he's the SEC Player of the Year. And he just gets run over. That's charging, and you got to wipe off the bucket. They've been calling that all game on Alabama. It's just blatant robbery. You have to wipe out the bucket. Alabama would still lead by 1 with the ball with 14 seconds left, and Alabama is going to win the basketball game. But it was one of those nights. It was just one of those things. And Joaquin, I'm sorry, Hawk, I'll say his name right, Hawking, if I get it right, the shooter for UCLA, he made a shot with 7:11 left in the game where I just sat back and said, well, that's just too good. I don't know if we got this one. I think we do. He goes up, and he's trying to draw the foul, and he makes it anyway. And I'm saying, well, now it's UCLA's night. And it felt like he scored 34, but he only scored 17, and he just took over overtime. When you make shots like that, it is game over. So I'm happy for UCLA, but all I really care about is the bet that we made, which you gave me the whole field, and you took Gonzaga.
I did.
And now you're going to have to deal with the other LA school, USC, and in the nightcap last night, they just dominated their team from their own comp from the Pac-12. They wiped out Oregon for the second time this year, and that team is serious business, and you're going to have a hard time tomorrow evening when you have to deal with USC.
Okay, so Skip Bayless would want you to believe that Alabama gagged at the free throw line. Ladies and gentlemen, Alabama came into the night the 139th ranked team in free throw percentage. So they did what they normally do.
No, they're better than that. The starters were better than that.
How is 139? Is 139th good?
No.
Hell, Skip, there's only 180 teams playing.
No, I got it.
Okay.
But they have made their free throws in their other tournament games, and they were pretty good. And they made them in the SEC tournament like crazy.
Ain't nothing like the SEC tournament, ACC tournament is nothing like March Madness.
Okay, but 11 of 23 in regulation, you're just going to lose. Okay.
Okay. Now, Alabama was the 3rd-ranked defensive team in the country. And in 5 minutes of overtime, they gave up 23 points. Now, if you're that good of a defensive team, now that's what Skip Bayless told me. Skip Bayless said Alabama, they all over the 3rd-best defensive team. They gave up 23 points in 5 minutes. That's a 184-point pace. So when you true to form, when you miss your free throws, when you don't hold true to form, which is you're a great defensive team, and you give up 23 points in overtime, you expect to win that game?
So what happened was Alex Reese made a bomb at the end of regulation to force overtime, a bomb that I did not see coming. And I think they felt that it was fraudulent, that they didn't even deserve to get to overtime. And I thought maybe they would try to regroup. But what happened soon into overtime? The same Alex Reese went to the free throw line, and he could have cut the lead to 3, and he misses 2 more free throws. Yeah. The guy who makes the bomb to tie from 3 can't make either of 2 free throws, and they quit after that. They just flat out said, we are done.
Yeah. There's no pressure on him. If nobody was expecting him to make that 3, people started expecting him to make those free throws. So that's a whole different ball game. Yep. Alabama relies on the 3. They were 7 of 28. Yep. So let me get this straight. You rely on the 3. You played, you're the 3rd best defensive team. You hold true to form at the free throw line. Yep. And you lost. Well, you exposed. I'm expecting you to lose. Yep. But I tell you what, Gonzaga, the Zags, whatever you want to call them, Skip Bayless, my team looking pretty. Nobody can get with even 10 points of them. Even though they don't, Skip, they get 40, 45, 50 at the half. Who can keep up with that? Teams are close for the first 10, 15 minutes, and then all of a sudden, do you realize, Skip, Corey Crisp scored 2 points in the first half. They won by 18. Jalen Suggs had 9, 6 turnovers. They won by 18. They got a guy with a stash. A 1970 stash cooked them.
Timmy. They've played the equivalent of the NIT field so far.
Don't do that, Skip.
Well, they have.
Don't do that.
They've had the easiest drive ever seen. Creighton?
Hold on. Do you know what we done? Didn't we beat Baylor? Didn't we beat Michigan? Didn't we beat those teams?
Couldn't beat them now.
Oh, we won't find out. Well, I'll tell you what. Keep winning. That's all you got to do, and we'll see you. We already did. Keep winning. Keep winning.
All I know is I completely underestimated this year's Pac-12. I live here. I should have been right underneath
Everybody underestimated them. Oregon State was picked to finish dead last, and here they are with a chance to go to the Final Four.
I picked Oklahoma State to get to the Final Four, and I loved it because I believed in that team and that one player who's the player of the year in college basketball. And Oregon State knocked them off and looked like the better team.
Beat the brakes off them.
Okay? Then I liked Iowa because they had another co-favorite for player of the year, and Oregon just annihilated them. And then I still have Arkansas alive. They play Baylor now. That's going to be tough because Baylor looks really good. Yep. But then the other Pac-12 team is UCLA. With Hawkes, he looks like he's playing at another level. And again, their whole team, they wanted that game worse than Alabama did, and I did not see that coming because they have caught fire. And because they were in the first 4 they've played an extra game, and it looks like they're just rolling and believe in themselves, and they got enough firepower that between them and USC, my God, it's going to be difficult to stop either of those teams from the Final Four.
Well, hey, I tell you what I did see coming.
Yep.
I saw it coming.
You know, you're such a college basketball genius that you picked the prohibitive favorite and you're gloating about it. It was the far and away number one seed. You picked it, and you're over there saying, we got this, the Zags.
We got it.
Right?
I was so confident, I told her I did Tiger Woods. Tiger used to show her what hey, I got Tiger. I give you the other 149 golfers.
Okay. Well, I got the Mobleys on my side. I got Fight On. I got Cardinal and Gold. Here they come, and you're in trouble tomorrow
They changed their name. That's what they call it. In the South, it's Mobley. But I noticed I played with a guy, he's from the North, John Mobley. But that's okay. Don't worry about it. We got some skill. Do you see that firepower we got? When you can take our 2 best players, and they don't play well, and you still get beat by 18, you know it's just a matter of time before Suggs go off. You know he's going to be a lottery pick, probably top 5.
Well, Mobley or Mobley, however you want to say it, is probably going to be the number 2 overall. So we will see how that goes because he